Hi, I'm Jason Mitchell. We've designed the most extensive lineup of ice fishing rods to hit the ice, and we've worked with several top guides, professional anglers, people that live and breathe ice fishing to give you the most extensive series of rods available on the ice. By far one of our best-selling rods and one of the most versatile walleye rods that we have is a rod called a 28-inch walleye. And you can see with this rod, all of our rods feature a very high-quality, solid carbon blink. And the reason that material is used is not only it offers you sensitivity, but it's also very lightweight. The rod feels good when you're holding it all day, and that is important because a lot of times when you bring in fish to seal the deal per se, when those fish get on right on top of you, it's that soft quiver, that soft tight stroke. And by using a light rod that is physically light, you can manipulate that motion and you don't get fatigue in your hands, you don't get fatigue in your fingers where you get sloppy as the day wears on. And so using a high quality rod not only enables better sensitivity, it also enables you to master lure manipulation. The 28-inch rod has got a very fast tip. The fast tip enables you a faster response on hook sets, but at the same time it loads nice to where when you get a big fish on, it's also important to be able to get over the top of the hole, get your transducer out of the way, and most of all, especially with big fish, being able to look down into the hole and see those fish. So by using the right guide placement and the right action, it enables you to be a lot more effective and efficient out on the ice. And this rod matches up well with so many different lures. A lot of the search baits, you know, buckshot rattle spoons, the jigging rapalas, chubby darters, puppet minnows, forage spoons, a lot of the most popular walleye lures, you know, tipping these with a minnow head. Very fast action, which gives you a nice stroke when you work those lures, and most of all, when those fish come in and punch it, you still have good backbone to really cross those fish's eyes. We put a little bit larger eyelets on it so that it's a very effective rod as far as handling ice buildup on the line. And also what we did is we're kind of old school in that we still use the inserts. And what that does, it is very forgiving when you're using monofilament line, because let's face it, in cold conditions, ice fishing is still dominated by monofilament because of the temperatures involved. While the 28-inch walleye rod is by far one of our best-selling walleye rods and actually one of our best-selling rods in our lineup, we do make shorter and longer walleye rods for different scenarios that you might find out on the ice. For example, a 30-inch walleye rod and a 24-inch walleye rod can serve different purposes. 24-inch walleye rod's a little bit shorter. It's got a very fast tip, much like the 28-inch walleye rod action, but this rod enables you to fish a little bit closer to your electronics, a little bit closer to your hole, which is really nice in one-man shelters, for example, where you're worried about hitting the roof, or some people just have a preference for shorter rods, even fishing outside where they want to keep the rod closer to their bodies and use their back to keep the wind and the elements off of the rod blank. I like to use a shorter 24-inch rod, for example, sometimes if I'm fishing out of a snow bear type machine, or anywhere where I need to get close to the hole and I don't have a lot of room to work. This rod is a phenomenal rod for jigging for walleyes with a lot of the same spoons that we're using, same search lures, swim lures that we're using on the 28-inch walleye rod. If you're anticipating sticking bigger fish, for example, bigger water, Great Lakes, the 30-inch rod is going to give you a little bit better leverage on those bigger fish. Another thing too is that a 30-inch rod a lot of times is a good rod for fishing outside and hole hopping, especially if your back gets sore where you want to stand up, or you want to keep the rod tip close to the hole where you don't have a lot of line blowing in the wind. A 30 or even a 38-inch rod that we make has several uses for those types of scenarios. Now, another extremely versatile rod that's very similar to our walleye series is a rod called a 26-inch perch. And what that is a 26-inch medium fast tip. And while the rod was designed for perch, more so using the small spoons, swim lures, more of the finesse type spoons that you didn't typically encounter when you're chasing jumbos, while that rod might be great for catching perch, it's also excellent finesse rod for walleyes, because a lot of times, especially midday where those fish get a little bit temperamental, you're using the same stuff on the walleyes what you are on the perch. And so this is a 26-inch rod, again very fast tip for setting the hook, yet extremely sensitive, and loads nice and it balances nice for fishing these smaller spoons. All of our Jason Mitchell combos feature a very high quality reel, the highest quality reel you're going to find on a commercially made rod and reel ice combo. We put a lot of designs and features in this as a fisherman, things that I can appreciate. Push button folding handle, fits in your rod locker a lot better. Wider arbor spool, what that does is give you less line twist and less memory, which is a big issue, especially when dealing with fussy fish where you don't want that spoon to turn too fast when you got to slow it down and just rock it in place to get that strike. 6 ball bearings, 5+1 ball bearings, enable very smooth operation. Most of all, these reels were designed for cold weather. They're designed for ice fishing, and what that means, we put a special lubrication in there so these reels don't get stiff and lock up in cold temperatures. Infinite anti-reverse, multi-disc drag, and very high quality gear assembly and rotor makes this a high quality reel that's going to last for several years, hard use on the ice. On most of our walleye rods that are less than 30 inches long, we still use a traditional Tennessee style solid cork handle. And what that enables you to do is adjust the reel back and forth to balance in your hand. And these rods are designed for a pencil grip. It enables you fast response. So when that fish touches it, you're a lot quicker using your wrist than using your shoulder or your arm. And by being able to move it back and forth and just using electrical tape, hockey tape, Tommy tape, there's a lot of different silicone tapes out there that people use to attach the reel to the rod. That is by far the most sensitive and warmest method of attaching a reel to the rod. It's far superior effectiveness wise than using metal rings, plastic rings, locking reel seats that allow you no flexibility. If you'd like to find out more information on Jason Mitchell rods, go to our website at jasonmitchellrods.com, where you can find out dealer location, customer service, and also the rods are individually listed and explained in detail so you can pick the right rod for the right application and purpose.